Okay, so what I really want to do is draw awareness to various things that are going on in the community and in and around the world, really. I think there's not enough information out there, particularly for people in the UK. We tend to bury our heads in the sand a lot of the time, the majority of people do, about the status quo with the economy and the environment and things like that. I am guilty of doing that, and then I had my awakening. I don't buy into the world's going to end in 2012. I'm not in, this kind of, it's all about doom and gloom, Armageddon. I think there's a lot of hope, and I think that various things will lead us to getting back to really where we should be, and that we've lost sight of being, which is caring for each other and learning from one another and developing our core skills of being able to, grow our food and raise, a little bit of livestock maybe, and also, be aware financially of what is happening. I am on this little journey now. If people want to tune in to it, that's fine. If they don't, then they don't. But I'm doing this for me and my son. So I'm a single parent, and I come from a place called Leamington Spa in Warwickshire, and it's known as a spa town. So on the outset, it's known as quite an affluent place to live. But just yesterday, in fact, the lovely people at the shop down the road, which is like a minute walk down the hill where I live, two men tried to break into their shop. They didn't achieve what they needed to achieve. They made a mess of the outside. You can see all the broken glass, and it was reinforced glass, so there's just the whole thing shattered. But it's really expensive to replace that sort of thing. And we have a big problem here with crime and drugs, but we tend to cover it up a lot of the time, I think. We shut ourselves in our homes, and we don't really, on the whole, want to pay attention to things like that. I was absolutely devastated for this, family, for the fact that they have to go through all this crap. I mean, you could say, well, it's part of parcel of, owning a business. You have to factor these things into your business. And I'm not living in a dream world, but I definitely think that we give far too much of our tax-paying money and time to people that clearly don't give a crap about, their community or about each other. They don't even care about themselves, And I'm all for rehabilitation, but I think there needs to be a point in this country where we really start, saying, 3 counts or something like that. I haven't really got my head around how it's going to work, but all I can do is, for my part, is raise my son the way I feel would benefit not only, his friends and his family, including me, but also benefit the community. So he's going to go out into the world and actually give much more than he takes, and that's the way I would like to live my life, as a giver, and not as, somebody who just bleeds, the country dry. There's lots of ideas for having business and making money. There's lots of ideas out there, and there's lots of things to do. I think that majority of people in this country are lazy, and we've been raised to, particularly my generation, where if you haven't got this benefit, you can have this benefit, and you can do this and you can do that. It's actually the entrepreneurial element of our growth as a country has never really been established well enough. You kind of have to have it in your genes, otherwise it's not really thought of as being practical. But now what you're seeing is more and more people trying to tap into their entrepreneurial spirit and get things together, particularly if they've lost their jobs with the economic crisis, which, by the way, is still ongoing, and it is going to get worse. I mean, I was in a meeting the other day, and the gentleman said to me, do you believe there's going to be a double dip crash again of the economy and a double dip recession? And I said yes, but really what I wanted to say was we're not even out of the first one yet, so there's no double dipping about it. And I've been listening a lot to Gerald Celente, and he's so switched on, and then there's others as well that are switched on and forecasting for the next few years what we've got to prepare ourselves for, not only physically, mentally, but also financially as well. So I'm hoping that my videos will help that along the way. And also from a female perspective, if you've got children and you're trying to figure out how you're going to afford to do X, Y, and Z, then you may find these videos interesting. It's a work in progress. I'm not saying that I have all the answers. I know what I do in my job as a coach, in business, and motivating people and teaching people to do certain things regarding their business. But obviously a lifestyle change requires a whole different mindset for me. And so much so that I've arranged a meeting with my the people that own this whole big property that I live in, and putting some environmental money saving agendas together. So this beautiful place that I live in, which is a Victorian conversion, is not going to crumble because they can't afford to pay for repairs to be made. I'm trying to think now how we can work together in order to get things done and make it not only a nice place to live, but also a functional place to live, in terms of electricity bills and utilities bills, and also having a vegetable plot outside, stuff like that. So I'm going to share my journey with you, and hopefully you'll subscribe and see how I'm getting on. All right. Thanks.